see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful world.
I apologize. You may have noticed that we sing without accompaniment. This is called a cappella singing. So here's why. Saint Martin of Tours founded the first monastery in France in 360. And after he died, his cloak was considered a holy relic. And it was placed in a small room in his church. This room became known as the cappella, Latin for little cloak. Now, when religious services were held in this room, no instruments were to be used because those instruments were considered too worldly to accompany the purity of the singing voices. So, a cappella came to mean in the chapel style, or unaccompanied by musical instruments. But of course, we are our own, each other's accompaniment.
So, as we said, we sing a cappella in barbershop style. And it's different than other forms of a cappella in that what our goal is to create overtones. That makes this nice ringing sound. Four-part harmony, we always sing in well, true barbershop is four-part harmony. And from high to low, they're called the same, whether it's a group of women singing it, a group of men, or a mixed chorus. Its tenor is the highest, followed by lead, which means it's usually the melody 98% of the time, then baritone and bass. And in four-part harmony, the most barbershop-y chord there is the dominant seventh. So if you're a musician, you know what a dominant seventh is. We call it a barbershop seventh because it's when you do these da 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 da. That's the dominant seventh that goes to a tonic chord. For those of you who are musicians, everybody else can just tune me out. Okay. So the dominant seventh is like if you have eight notes in a scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 3, 5, and then not the seventh, but the flatted seventh. So those together, when you do those, they are all part of this wonderful overtone series. And not only can you hear a fifth note, you can if you listen carefully, if it's perfectly tuned and all that, it just locks in and you can hear at least a fifth note. There's always either a note above, an octave above the lead or above the tenor. And if you're singing really well and the tenor's not there, you can always hear the tenor note. So that's part of, it's part of the chord, but it's like an octave above there. So this is part of the magic of barbershop singing. And, we love singing any song, but the ones that use this type of chord more, well, you just know it when you hear it. And one singer, quoted by somebody by the name of Gage Averill in his 2003 book, 4 Parts, No Waiting, A Social History of American Barbershop Harmony, mentions a tingling of the spine, raising of the hairs on the back of the neck. The fifth note has almost mysterious propensities. If you ask us to explain why we love it so, we are hard put to answer. That's when our faith in our music takes over. Next.
Thank you, Jenna, and thank you, Sherry. When I went to Girl Scout camp back in the 1970s, we were taught songs at every meal. This was 2 weeks. We learned 1 or 2 graces before the meal, and then at least 3 or 4 songs after the meal. After 2 weeks, this adds up to quite a few songs. The second year I went, I brought a notebook, determined to write down some lyrics. In fact, when I saw one of the counselors with a songbook, I asked to borrow it, and I wrote down as many songs as I could. I was scribbling like mad. I still have that notebook, and here it is. There are dozens and dozens of songs in this. I have deep memories of listening to a room full of about 100 girls in various stages of puberty and vocal ability, singing and thinking, this is so beautiful, I don't want it to end. My older sisters taught me a few of the songs they learned in Girl Scouts that I didn't. And that remains one of the enduring happy memories I have from growing up. My sister Margaret and I used to sing Over the Rainbow after I learned the harmony part in 5th grade. After she died, there was no one to sing it with. Until I met Mona Lee Kendall, who was our office administrator for a few years. I mentioned that no one ever knows all the words to Over the Rainbow, so there's no one to sing it with me. Whereupon she started to sing the melody, and I joined in with the harmony. And yes, she knew all the words. Over the years, she and I sang and recorded over 100 songs together. When I think about her living 12 hours away now, near Memphis, I feel sad that she's too far away for us to learn more songs together. I grew up going to dozens of high school plays and musicals. In those far-off days, the local paper would have notices about what plays were being put on by every single high school in the region. We would sometimes drive over half an hour to get to Lake Central High School, which won awards for their drama department. We saw Camelot, and Oliver, Dracula, Annie Get Your Gun, The Mikado, and yes, The Music Man, How to Succeed in Business, The Fantastics, and so many more. My father would offer us $1 for every song in The Music Man that we could memorize. And you know what? Lots of those songs are spoken, not sung. We memorized them. Either you are closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of a disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. But the part of The Music Man that I want to tell you about today is when Harold Hill, a con man, has been eluding the local school board who want to see his credentials. They finally corner him at a public event, and he distracts them by teaching them a barbershop tag. What are tags? Tags are small bursts of joy. It's a sentence or even just a phrase in four-part harmony that, when done correctly, make people amazed that they created this lovely thing simply by singing a few words. And the phrase that hooks them in The Music Man is ice cream. Once they sing this, they branch out. They try variations on the original. They look ecstatic. Harold then turns to the mayor's wife, Mrs. Shin, and brags, "From now on, you'll never see any of those men without the other three." And she scoffs at this. "You're wrong. Those men have hated each other for 15 years. And then the four men sing an entire song together in gorgeous barbershop harmony. And no, we do not see any of them again without the other three. How can you sing in perfect harmony with someone and hate them? As Stephen Fry once put it, it's both difficult and impossible. Now, after my father died in 2019, I found a VHS tape of a barbershop singing competition with his albums and tapes. And David and I watched it, and I was almost drooling. It looked like so much fun. Fast forward to 2024. Dr. Louise and I, something about office administrators. Don't know what that is. Think about this, because Carlton was a singer. We're looking at a Riverbend chorus brochure for a 10-session summer camp to sample barbershop singing. I had read it and I thought, this sounds so cool. And then she said the fateful words, "I'll sign up if you do." So we did. And about 8 months later, we took the plunge and became full paying members of the chorus. I hadn't realized how much I missed singing in harmony until then. During one session, we were asked what we like about our voices. And most of us don't know what we sound like to others until we hear a recording. Jenna answered she can hit high notes, that makes her happy. I had thought being able to carry a tune was no big deal until I married someone incapable of this. Not David. He can whistle a tune, which is so far beyond my abilities, it might as well be witchcraft. I had also missed singing in front of an audience, no matter how small. Like, we sang downtown at the Gridiron to celebrate National Barbershop Quartet Day a few months ago. It felt like we were providing passing tourists with a nifty big city busker experience. It was so nice. We have broken into song at Fiddler's Hearth. We did the open mic session a few days ago. But when we broke into song during a meal, it was a very short song, but people applauded instead of looking at us like, are they drunk? What are they doing? So Tamara even sang one of our songs on the bus from Goshen during a service auction event. And I sat there still kind of, but I was in awe of her courage in doing so, and there was applause. Another member recently had a baby and is currently, and we hope temporarily, taking a break from the chorus, like babies are trouble or something. We invited her to a practice so we could give her and the baby a belated shower. After we shared snacks and advice, we gathered around mother and child and sang, "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" from The Lion King. It just felt right. Making music for others, with others, transforms us, connects us, it builds community. Another member said that after she lost a loved one, she didn't know what she would have done without the chorus being there in her life. Now, while Riverbend Chorus is a women's group, there is also a local men's barbershop group The Valiers, every December, the two groups get together and have a holiday concert to raise money for some local charity. Sometime in April, we heard Lauren Wyeth preaching about the need for deep connection to others, and that is wired into us. She encouraged us to find the communities we need and help to build them. Think about what kinds of things make you feel close to someone. Singing together is really just a metaphor for getting along. Listening to them, being listened to, making sure the right noise comes out of you so that it all works, realizing that you've been singing the wrong notes or words and that you need to change something to make it work, and always having to remember to breathe. This is a privilege I do not take lightly. As our director Sherry reminded us, we don't have to hit the right note to create the perfect sound. We get to hit the right note to create the perfect sound. And sometimes it sounds so beautiful, I don't want it to end. Remember that Reverend Wyeth told us to find the communities we need and to help build them. This church is one of those communities. It's part of the larger UU community of North America. And within this local organization are many smaller communities, maybe one or two that you've come to enjoy being part of. Sharing joys and concerns, playing D&D or board games, participating in adult forums, creating service auction events, talking and arguing with each other on Discord, taking part in committee work, helping with religious education, events, attending protests or concerts, or yes, singing with others. We all play our parts, and every part gives us a fuller, richer sound. And by the way, here's one more similarity between this congregation and barbershop groups. Just this month, the international organization of which Riverbend Chorus is a local chapter changed its doing business as name from Sweet Adelines International to Sing United International. This was a rebrand after 2 years of surveys, task forces, arguments, etc. They even changed the logo. Not our logo, because this is our local logo, so that doesn't count. It used to be 2 treble clefs, which seems to disregard the 2 singing parts that use the bass clef. And now it's 2 eighth notes back to back. The negative space between the 2 notes forms an S for sing. I found this particularly satisfying, and I had to laugh. I was remembering all the to-do involved in this congregation's doing business as name, changing last year. Just another volunteer organization keeping up with the times. Now, Riverbend Chorus will start this year's summer camp on June 9th, inviting women to come and learn a few songs, tags, or just hang out and sing together with no long-term commitments. If you're interested, talk to any of us after the service. We can even tell you a little about the men's group. Friendship, harmony, making something that's greater than the sum of its parts. Looking for others to help build those connections. That's why we seek community. This need is wired into us to play our part in the world and maybe change it for the better. Amen. Now, let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream.
me crazy. I don't care, don't care. The world we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake, awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take, it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. I may be right, I may be wrong, but let me bring me along to the world you see. To the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake, awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take, it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. Ooh.
That was the world premiere of us performing that song.
And now we extinguish this virtual